understanding what protein, carbs, and fat do in your body. That's one of the best secrets, is that you can sit down and you know how to make a complete meal and say, what's my protein source? What are my carb source? What's my fat source? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what people think it does, and then I'm going to tell you what they really do. Most people say, well, protein, it gives you muscles. Well, that's part of what protein does. Protein is not only muscle building, but it's muscle sparing. It's actually the building blocks of every single cell in your body. But the secret that celebrities understand is that protein gives you sustained energy. I've been up here since 3 in the morning my time, but it's pretty easy. My energy level's solid because I'm constantly putting in good quality protein versus carb, sugar protein, which you go up and then you spike and crash down. So protein's going to give you that good sustained energy. Carbs, we're going to break carbs down into the different macronutrients. Sugar, fiber, starch, and then the little micronutrition, the vitamins, minerals, that stuff. We're not going to talk about that now. We're going to talk first about fiber. Fiber is a really interesting carbohydrate. What people understand about fiber is that they think, well, fiber, it helps you go to the bathroom. That's part of what fiber does. It does clear you out. It is what moves that food through. But what you need to understand, that celebrities really understand, is that fiber is nature's safety mechanism to keep you from overeating. So that's why you can sit down and I could challenge you, give you $1,000 to try to eat 6 apples. There's no way you're going to be able to do it, and that's only 360 calories. Yet if I were to say, hey, eat 6 golf ball sizes of rice, 480 calories, and I'll give you $1,000, anybody can make that happen. So fiber is nature's safety mechanism to keep you from overeating. Looking now at sugar. So what happens when sugar enters your body? Well, sugar is going to enter your body, and you've got your muscle cells here and you've got your fat cells here. So once it's gotten into your bloodstream as glucose, it's going to mostly go into those, in through your bloodstream. A little bit's going to go into those muscle cells. When it's in those muscle cells, it's going to fill up like a Hollywood VIP nightclub. Small, not too much room, bam, it's closed. The rest of it's going to go in those fat cells, which are infinite in size. That's how somebody gets to be 300, 400, 500 pounds. So why? Because your body knows it needs to store that for future energy. So really watch that sugar intake. Fat. Well, with dietary fat, we'll talk about that on another tip, but what I'm going to give you is a quick little thing with fat, is that fat is your body's preferred fuel source. It actually is going to help your body burn more body fat. So there's a macronutrient that most people don't understand, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, which is this guy, Eddie. We dialed in his food. He understood what protein did in his body. He understood what carbs did in his body. He understood what fat did in his body. And we had his food totally dialed in. We had a whole team working with him, you know, being the celebrity that he is. But what was the thing that he was doing a little bit different? Frappuccinos. Training super hard, eating perfectly, but he was sitting here drinking 4 frappuccinos a day. How can a guy train 6 hours, eat perfectly, and not lose weight? We couldn't figure it out. He was having those frappuccinos. So look at your food and say, is this my protein source? Is this my carb source? Is this my fat source? And as long as you're making sure it fits into those categories in the right quantities, you're good to go.